Hey everyone, Gas Cross here with the next episode of Jak and Daxter, Precursor to Legacy. In the last episode, we got 6 of the 9 remaining power cells we needed to get. And now in this episode, we're going to be getting the last 3. So I went and did a little stuff off screen, finding out where the last Dark Eco Crystal is, because we are missing just one. They're all actually in a very small area. Um, One was up in a rafter where all those lurker centipedes were. There was 3 in a small, well, 2 in a small area, and this last one is in that place where all those glowing crystals are. And then also went and saw where the last 2 are at in the mountain pass. One of which is actually near the very beginning, and went and saw where the last 2 scout flies are. So let's go ahead and get into it now. Alright, so first, we're going to go ahead and dive into here, because that is where, well, it should have been where the last one was, because there was only 4 crystals. Okay. Well, either way, I know where the last ones are. Okay. Ugh, why? Yeah, should have been one there. Uh... Mm. Ah, that's where it is.
I think that was the last Dark Eco Crystal.
Yep, there it is. Haha. Kerblam. Haha. Awesome. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get back to the entrance. Really? Whatever, we're done here anyway. Yep, we're gonna go back to the lab of the yellow sage. Whoa, that was close. Oh my gosh, why? Alright, we're back at the entrance anyway. Let's not worry about this anymore. That's how you know it's a regular video with me. I die about 5 times before the first minute's over. It says, we've said 100 times, we're amateurs. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the Yellow Sage's house, go back across the mountain pass, get those last 2 power cells, and finally head back to Gol and Maya Citadel and get the final ending of this game. It's crazy that we're already almost done with this game. As I've said a few times, you know, throughout finishing these games, I really appreciate you guys, you know, going through this journey with me. I know it's been fun. I know it's been a little frustrating with how many times I've died. I know it's been funny with how many times I've died. But I really do appreciate you guys, you know, joining me in this adventure. And as I said, you know, just going into the history of this series. As I said before, back when this game came out, you know, they already had the first Crash Bandicoot come out, and they went through a bit of, as I said, an identity crisis. Yeah, they were fun games and they were real successful, but they didn't want to be seen as a kids game company anymore. So, kind of just changed who they were, and I'm not saying that was a bad thing, because honestly, if that were the case, the rest of the series wouldn't be as amazing. Well, who knows if it would be as amazing as it ultimately ended up being. But we also wouldn't have Uncharted. Alright. So we just need to head back to the mountain pass. And yeah, we have 2 more scout flies again. I do have the locations memorized, so I'm not going to be using a guide like I did in the last video. I do apologize for doing that. I normally don't do that. And it is kind of rude to you guys. I want to do better about it. Okay, so we want to head over here. And it's kind of weird. Having these precursor orbs kind of don't matter now. Really? Okay, whatever. Okay. Then back up here. And I'm glad that this game isn't so... I guess the word is unforgiving about how many times you die in here. Because there is no such thing as difficulty in this game. That's what's good about it, you know? Oh, see? That's what I'm talking about. Don't be so cocky. There's you. Alright. So, once we get back to our zoomer, we'll go ahead and... Oh, why? Just jump onto the platform. Don't be an idiot. Also, please understand, when I'm calling myself that, I'm not insulting myself. It's just... I do get very, I guess, cocky when it comes to this kind of stuff. And, yeah. So, I kind of talked about this a couple of videos ago, but I saw the latest Final Destination movie recently, and it got me back into loving these movies, because I'll give you a bit of a personal thing about me. I got into these movies around 2008, 2009. Also around that time, I got really obsessed with stuff having to do with death. I loved watching Death Note. That was actually my very first anime that I ever watched. And we also watched this show called Dead Like Me, about this girl who became a Grim Reaper. Alright, so we want to look out for all of the things around here, so we're just going to stay down here. Sure that's where one is, unless I already got it. Oh, why? And then around that time, I got into the Final Destination movies. And then, 2009, next year, that's when Final Destination 4 came out. I'm gonna say this. Why does that movie get so much hate? I honestly really enjoyed the movie. Not saying that it was the best of all of them, but it really didn't deserve the kind of hate that it gets online. I honestly don't understand it. Okay. See, we're not in a bit of a time crunch like we were in the last time that we were in the mountain pass. So we can actually just freely go through all of this area and get all the scout flies. Okay. And then 2011 is when number 5 came out, and that one is definitely up there in one of my favorite movies of the series. My favorite one actually being number 2. And then number 6, oh god, that one is definitely up there in being another one of my favorites. Definitely right behind number 2. Because I've talked to some people about this. This has one of the best opening scenes of any of the movies. Like seriously, all the premonitions in there. The way that it just was in that movie, oh god. Alright, so all you need to do, grab that yellow eco, and then just hit it with, hit a rock with it. Yep. Okay. Oh. Now we can probably go through here and see where the last two scout flies are. All right. Let's go through here. Like that. There too. Okay. Oh man, the handling on that is weird. Okay. Deep breaths. Across here. Ah, okay. Just going right through here, so we're not missing anything. We're missing two, and I think it's like towards the end. I honestly don't remember. Been a while since we've gone through here, you know, a couple weeks at least. Okay, so now we can go through this part of the cave. Alright, where on earth is it? Aha, there's one of them. Maybe. Oh, there it is. We have every single scout fly and every single power cell. That just means we need to go ahead, get back to Golem Maya Citadel, and get the ending over with. Man, we're finally here. That is amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and get back to the Citadel and see what awaits us when we bring all 101 power cells to the Precursor Gate. Alright, let's see. Alright. Man, it has been a fun journey. I've said before, I honestly love playing these games for you guys. Okay. So when you get to the center, wherever the elevator is for it. There they are. Man, it's kind of weird now that we don't have to deal with Golem Maya. They actually were good bosses. I have to say, I feel like that one and I think the one in Jak 3, that one is definitely one of my favorites. Although it's also one of the only ones I remember. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. So we just have to get up these platforms, and we can finally get there. I really feel like they should have given you a better way to actually get down, because I did not like how you basically had to guess where to jump from. That was not worth it. Alright, here we go. Finally get it up here. Go back up to the precursor gate. I love how the battle music is still here, even though we don't need it anymore. Alright, let's do this.
Wow! What is it?
It's so beautiful.
By the precursors.
And that's it. It's some unknown gateway that we don't really know anything about until the second game. And there we are. We're done with everything for this game. It has been a long, fun, and funny journey. Just the fact that I kept, just dying over and over, but that's kind of how these platformers were back in the early 2000s. I really appreciate you guys coming to be a part of this. So now we're just waiting for the credits to be over with, and then that's it. We'll be done with this game, and I will move on to my third game for this channel, and that is going to be an interesting game made by Capcom. One that honestly should have gotten a lot more recognition than it did back in, honestly, when the game first came out. It got a lot more recognition later on. And it is going to be Okami. The game honestly has some of the best art that I've ever seen in any kind of game ever. The story is just utterly hilarious and tragic in some parts. And it has an incredible final boss. Of all the games I've ever played, it has an incredible final boss, and I really can't wait for you guys to see what all happens here. Okay, right, I forgot that you can speed it up. Alright, thank you, whoever all made this game. And that's it. We're finally done with this game, and we can move on to Okami. I really thank you guys for joining me in this, and I will see you guys in the first ever video for it. See you guys then.